Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Gangnam Style Barbecue Restaurant in London, Ontario. A Gangnam Style barbecue restaurant. We use a size and likeness to sell a real Korean barbecue food. But don't tell him. We like to make money off of him without paying him.
Get ready.
It's intercepted by Ed Reed.
For Gary Busey's League of Gentlemen.
It's our time. It's our time, man. You gotta believe it. This is it. We going for a ring, man.
Gary Busey's League of Gentlemen.
Not gonna get him. Jobbing Besley. 15. He could go. He is gonna go. Touchdown, Seahawks. No good. Just short.
You know where they had us in the beginning, but you refused to live in circumstances.
I'm Rob McLarry, filling in for Bob Costco, who said he wouldn't go on until he got his Danish.
Yeah, I know I'm on, but I don't care. I don't read the news until I get my Danish. Go ahead, try to find a replacement.
Week 6. 6 is a very important number in my life. I have to wait only 6 more months until the girl I've been following turns 18. Hey, that reminds me of a joke my uncle told me once. What's the best part about 26-year-olds? Give up? There's 20 of them. I never understood that joke, but he went to jail before he could explain it to me. Oh well.
Bring the noise.
Bring the noise.
Just a minute, don't hang up! Yellow. You'll have to speak up, I'm wearing a towel.
So, it's a big show this week. Tight end Jason Witten stops by. I'm also told we'll be having a celebrity guest who is a fan of my work making an appearance at some point. I really hope she's pretty. But first, we're joined by Captain Crunch QB Joe Flacco. First off, I want to say thanks for joining us, Joe. It's been a bit up and down so far this year. How do you guys deal with the losses?
Well, that's a good thing about coming in yesterday and going over the film and going out and doing a walkthrough is you have a chance to come in and watch it and go out and correct some things that you made mistakes on and move on.
Okay, Joe, important question. What do you think makes a good hand job?
It's simple things, you know, twists here, twists there. And
Have you ever gotten your wife to do that for you? I mean, that's pretty wild. Was she cool with that?
Listen, I mean, me and my wife talked about it. It never really became an issue. You know, so as much as you talk about it and as much as you are confident with what you decide to do, you never really actually think it's going to happen. So the morning of when she called me, I mean, believe me, I was walking around like just, you know, out of my mind. You know, I was so not relaxed. It wasn't even funny. Just completely different than my normal self. And that happened, you know, from 5:30 in the morning till about 11:35 when I got a hold of my wife.
Interesting to know, Joe. So, there's been a big story surrounding the Captain Crunch squad in regards to a young woman being violated on team property this past week. Do you know anything about that?
Me and Colin and I were each one of the suspects, along with, you know, a reporter, a groundskeeper, kind of some people that were hanging around the building.
Well, I do hope they catch whoever did it. But I find that most sex offenders tend to get away. Not that I know from experience. I'm just saying.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the...
Okay, I'm now joined by Vandalay Industries tight end Jason Witten. Jason, I'll ask you the question everybody wants to know. Vandalay Industries has been a great franchise for many years, but you've never won the big one. Is the clock ticking for this team?
Obviously, that's the case. I mean, I think, you know, there's always a sense of urgency, you know, even more so now than maybe before, just because 2 seasons of 8-8 and coming up short playing for the division. So I think we got a really good team, really good players, and ultimately it's a bottom line business, and we understand we need to win. And so I don't think you worry about where's the clock and how much time you have, other than focusing on just playing your best football and focusing on this season.
Well, looking ahead to this week, you're going up against Kyle and the Kyle Tones, who have Tom Brady. Are you guys preparing on how to deal with Tom?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's something I think all opponents do when they face a guy like him. And, you know, we tried to do that last week against Phillip Rivers. The guy's playing really well, as well. And so, you know, for us, it is about, you know, best thing you can do is keep them off the field and keep drives together and score a lot of points. And but I think the biggest thing is don't press. I mean, you got to run your offense and your system and trust that, and that's what's allowed you to have success. And you can't press and make it more than it is. So obviously they're playing really well. I mean, one of the best to ever do it and putting up a lot of points. And you got to take advantage of every opportunity you have, and that's what our focus is going to be on this week.
Well, that's about as generic as it gets. Thanks for nothing, Jason.
Hey, who's on your show today? I want him to sign my pictures. Will you rub this ointment on my forehead?
So this is a very exciting moment for me. I'm told that a big fan of mine is on the line. A fan who wants to give me some advice for my career. So, who is this?
This is Gene Simmons.
Oh my, Gene Simmons, a fan of me? Well, this is quite wonderful. Gene, what exactly did you want to say to me?
You and I need to have a discussion about marketing yourself. I'm going to help you right now.
Okay.
You have to exploit what's unique to you. And you can't be everybody's friend. You're such a nice man. Go around trying to be everybody's friend, and in this business you have to be cutthroat. I don't know if you know this, but I actually murdered 3 members of KISS in my life because they weren't holding up to their end of the bargain. They didn't have the look. They didn't have the work ethic.
Oh.
I choked them out with my own hands. I'm a powerful man.
Wow, that is impressive.
And that's the type of killer instinct you have to make it in this business.
Well, Gene, how do I become more cutthroat?
What would you like to know?
Well, could you give me an example of you being cutthroat?
In 1971, I was with Peter Frampton. We were drinking red wine at the Biltmore Hotel. And he was questioning my manhood. He was questioning my ability in the bedroom. I took Faye Dunaway into a hotel room. And I actually knocked her hair off of her head with my penis. The fast twitch power of my pelvis, when I drove my penis into her, took her hair off. For the next 4 movies, she wore a wig. Well, there was nothing Mr. Allen could do, because when he came to talk to me, I bent him over and sodomized him, tore him right in half. I don't know if you know this. Right down the middle of his body, all stitches. It's true. That's neither here nor there. I want you to understand. You can go places in this business. You're a handsome and powerful man, but you can't be everybody's friend. You understand that?
Wow, I wish I could sodomize Peter Frampton.
Go to hell, just like Hitler and Faye Dunaway.
Well, it's been a wonderful podcast. Big thanks to Joe Flacco, Jason Witten, and Gene Simmons for dropping by. I suggest you tune in next week. I'll have some big-name guests, but much more importantly, I'll be revealing my top 5 hottest costumes for Halloween. Spoiler alert, they can all be bought at the Stag Shop, and I've masturbated to pictures of all of them. On my sister's Facebook page, no less. I'm Rob McLarry. Have a good lunch.
See ya.
Gary Busey's League of Gentlemen podcast.
Hey, who's on your show today? I want him to sign my pictures. Will you rub this ointment on my forehead? Will you sign these for my children? Bleh.